Welcome to Daikaiju Network, where we have a healthy obsession with kaiju. I am your co-host, Kent, and with me is your other co-host.
Jason, how's it going, everyone?
We are continuing our very, very, very long coverage of Kamen Rider, the original series. This week we are covering episodes 36 through 39. But before we even do that, Jason, the usual housekeeping.
Yeah, if you see a subscribe button down below or above wherever you're watching us, make sure to hit that subscribe button, as well as hit the notification bell to be notified of any upcoming new videos from us, and as well as smash the like button as well. And you can follow us everywhere in one place at our Linktree URL right there on your screen / GoGo Kaiju Show. And we're on the following video platforms right there, such as YouTube, Rumble, Twitch, Facebook, and as well as X / Twitter, and also available on the following audio platforms such as Spotify, Apple Podcast, TuneIn, iHeartRadio, as well as Podbean. And you can find both video and audio versions of our episodes right there at our own website at DaikaijuNetwork.com.
And I'm very excited about this particular episode because it seems like, according to my episode guide here, we got some 4 really fantastic creatures coming up here. We got a mummy to start off with, a poisonous gas monster, a lightning monster, and to end everything, a werewolf, whose title of the episode, and I love this, Werewolf Monster's Huge Murder Party.
Sounds like already. Sounds like the Monster Bash or the Mount.
That's
the
what I think of. I think
party or something like that. But
here's some punch.
But
I'm just going to go ahead and name the episodes here because what happens with my DVD is it starts playing the next episode after it finishes one. So we're starting off with the episode titled Resurrected Mummy Monster Egyptus, Poisonous Gas Monster Trikabuto's G-Plan, Lightning Monster Elking's World Darkness Plan, and then, like I said, Werewolf Monster's Huge Murder Party. Someone's got to make a book out of that or something, or like a TV show. I love that.
But before we dive into that, I just wanted to point out that the other day, was it Mojang or Mojon Studios, the ones that are behind Minecraft? They just released a new trailer for the Godzilla DLC there, and I checked it out. It looks pretty cool and available now for those of you that play Minecraft or anything, it's available right now, or so you can download that. So I've played it maybe a little bit a while back. I haven't really gotten back to it since it just felt a little bit complicated in a way. So definitely check it out for those of you that not only love kaiju or Godzilla, but also like love Minecraft or anything's best of both worlds right there.
You know what? The trailer's only less than a minute and a half. Why don't you play the trailer? Let's just.
I'm not going to. just for. You remember about a couple of years ago that we got a strike or a warning and stuff where it got cut off our live stream. So I'm not going to take any chances or anything like that. So, but I mean, you can definitely check it out with that title right there, and it's just available for free right there on YouTube.
So who do we get a strike from? YouTube?
I think it was Toho from a couple of years.
Up yours, Toho. My God, what is your problem? I've said this before. They are not your friend. Everyone's like, "Oh, Toho." They are not your friend. They don't. They've gotten after people who have made fan dedication videos to Godzilla in the series. I mean, they will sue the pants off of anybody. I mean, Toho is not your friend.
It's not just Toho, but any other the entertainment companies, Toei, Nintendo, and some of those Sony.
Well,
some of those other places too.
I haven't heard much of anything from them, so until I do, I'm gonna go with the companies that I know that do it. Up yours, Toho.
So I'm not gonna take any chances of playing it, but
we gotta do an episode where we just flame Toho because I've started noticing this a little bit more within the fandom the last 3 to 5 years, where in certain groups it's starting to get around that. And I swear, I take credit, meaning us as a podcast, take for starting this, because prior to us bringing it up, no one was talking about it. And then once we started talking about it, after a while, I noticed other people started talking about it, where people are realizing that Toho really has like a really dark side to it, that they're always like, oh, for the fans and stuff. It's no, you don't care. And I understand that they're a business. They're in it to make money, just like Warner Brothers did. I mean, you name it. But there are other studios across the globe that, yeah, will protect their property, and rightfully so, but they're not so ridiculous about it to where they're willing to sue the pants off of everyone that shows like half a second clip of like a trailer or whatever it is, or even a photo of something. Like there's even, and I'm not going to name names because I don't want to potentially get him in trouble, but there is someone that I'm friends with on Facebook who worked on the Godzilla series from the Heisei era through the Millennium era. He may have even been like a second fiddle person in the 70s show era. When he had come to G-Fest at one point a number of years ago, was telling people that at times I'm going to share photos on my social media page that I don't want you sharing them, because if someone shares them and Toho finds out, they're going to come after me. And I mean, Toho is willing to go after people that have helped to make these. I mean, this is ridiculous.
Mm-hmm.
I need to make a T-shirt on it that says Toho is not your friend, because that's a fact.
Yeah.
That's a fact. Yeah. Many bad things you want about Warner Brothers, Disney, or whatever, but my understanding is they're not jumping at the bit to sue the pants off of people that will like show a trailer, because I would think they would want that, because it'd be like, oh, look, they're showing a trailer to a movie. Maybe this will get out there and more people will go see our movie. And that's
it's like, I know you have, I forget the certain names, like, of some kind of specific law. I know I've heard about it for many years, but as far as, having sort of a little bit of the creativity and kind of promoting all that stuff. But in Japan, some of their laws are a little bit different. And I know it's not just Toho from what I've known over the years. It's, Toei and Nintendo. Some of the other big companies have done literally the same thing too. And I've seen other videos from different YouTubers out there that have shown a lot of these examples where these types of big companies have literally done the same thing. So yeah, it's not only Toho, but yeah, you get the point.
Yeah. And I don't mean to get off track here, but what you brought up something that just grinds my gears. And what I'm about to say, I know that you know, and I know that a number of people that listen to this podcast know, and I know I'm preaching to the choir, but I still want to get it out there because I think it's important to be reminded of this. And in case anyone from Toho, Toei, whatever, happens to just stumble upon this podcast, I want them to hear this and maybe they'll rethink things a little bit. Yeah, right. Some podunk podcaster in the Midwest. Yeah. But here's the thing. Okay. In Japan, Western pop culture has increasingly become more popular over there over the last 20, 30 years. And it's been so much so that some of the older generations of Japanese folk are beginning to worry that some of their traditions and stuff are going to be like totally forgotten, because in Japan, again, their pop culture is slowly fading with its own native people. And then over here, we're seeing somewhat the opposite. We've been slowly seeing our pop culture incorporate more of the Japanese pop culture. Anime certainly over the last 20-ish or so years has really taken off. Godzilla recently has really taken off again, and just other stuff, Attack on Titan and all that stuff. But the thing is that other than maybe Godzilla, everything is still very niche, that despite the increasing popularity of things like anime, manga, you name it, it's still very niche even over here. And the fact that these companies based out of Japan should know that they're, maybe other than Nintendo, because Nintendo's gaming and gaming's a little bit different in many respects than something like shows and television.
Right.
That many of these companies like a Toho and a Toei would realize, look, we're experiencing a steady decline in our native audience. We need to be thinking about the bigger picture, meaning globally. And I would think that in order to help your case, you would want Joe Blow in USA to be showing trailers and stuff like that of your intellectual property, because then the word theoretically will get out there broader, and therefore more people will buy, go see your product, whatever it may be. I understand, like if someone posts, I don't know, let's say a 5-minute clip of a Godzilla movie. Yeah, I can see that being problematic. But like a little snippet trailer where it's a dedication that is celebrating 70 years of Godzilla or something like that, come on. Like, that's a load of crap. And your product, most of your product, maybe Nintendo's probably the biggest one of those companies over here right now because of the gaming industry. Mm-hmm. I would think you as Toho, Toei, etc., would really want to be pushing your product more, especially in the United States. And if you're going to be really ridiculous about it and suing people and pulling sort of these strikes on platforms like YouTube and all that, where you get people suspended or banned or whatever from those platforms, you're hurting yourself. And at the same time, you're not making friends. You're making more enemies, where you're going to not only you're going to alienate people to the point to where they're going to be like, why should I care? I tried doing something to celebrate one of their IPs and they got me kicked off of YouTube or whatever. Why should I give them any more money? Why should I try to support them in any way, shape, or form? It's stupid. Toho, Toei, whoever, stop it. You're being dicks. Stop it.
And I know that's sort of what their intention with some of these companies, that they're trying to be a little bit more global, and I think too is that they don't quite understand some of these certain aspects of rules from other countries, whereas here that a lot of the studios or other companies here, they can be at least all right as far as some people showing maybe the trailers and kind of reacting to them, although that they kind of do some watermarks and turning turning the trailer kind of backwards, kind of facing a different aspect or anything. And I've seen things like that, and still at least promoting some of them or kind of doing a little bit of critiques here and there. But it's not like that they're showing, like what you said, at least a few minutes worth of an actual movie, which can be sort of a grayish area in that regard. But I think they just need to understand more or less kind of that whole aspect of, like what you said, just be at least a little bit more carefree when it comes to having some people kind of celebrating or trying to promote your IP to get more attention across the normal general audience, to kind of give them something here exists, and is it good, or it looks really good in that regard. So I think, they just need to understand certain aspects a little bit more.
I don't think it's about them understanding what like Disney or anyone else is doing. This is a failure on their business part, because they are a business. They have people who should either have gone to school for this sort of thing and or worked in other businesses. They shouldn't care what Disney and other people are doing. They should at least be following sort of like the laws, but it's their own property. If they want to literally be like, go ahead, put Godzilla versus Megalon, the whole thing up on YouTube, we're not going to sue you. We don't care. It's up to them, and it's their responsibility, because if they are somehow failing something and are looking at other studios as an example, that's a failure on their part.
And also, it's basically free advertising, with a lot of these companies spending gobs amount of money out there just to advertise their said product. That if you get free advertising, it saves you quite a bit of money. And you have all these companies saying, oh, we need to save money and everything. And here they are with like studios and other companies that make said product go out there and spend gobs of money advertising certain product or products, where people like us just gives them free advertising to the general audience.
Well, I know. And look, I support Toho in terms of the fact that they obviously are the house of Godzilla. I get all that, but at the same time, I despise them because they are not fan friendly. They don't. In fact, I shouldn't even be wearing the shirt. I should wear it inside out or something as protest, because I should have been wearing the shirt you're wearing. That's more Warner Brothers and Legendary. But like, just like I said, we got off track here. I did not plan this at all.
Yeah, I wasn't planning on it at all too. So
it grinds my gears, because again, like I said, more and more people are catching on to this, that Toho really is not your friend, but there's still plenty of people out there that either will momentarily forget or don't even know altogether that Toho is not their friend. Mm-hmm. And it's like, you can appreciate what they do in terms of maybe production of something, but at the same time, it's like, no, like, you're not fan friendly. The thing that sucks about all that, though, is that like every time you buy a DVD, that some of that does go back to Toho. So in a way, you still are supporting them, even though like someone like myself, you despise them quite a bit because of how unfan friendly they are. It's like, I'm still supporting them, unfortunately.
Well, so it's literally the same thing with the Legendary the Godzilla movies,
right?
You know, if you buy those movies, you're still going to give some certain amount of royalties to Toho themselves, because I mean, they created Godzilla.
Yeah, I'm not sure how that works. Like, I don't know if just Legendary and Warner paid like a big fee up front, and that's that, and then everything that the movie makes Warner Brothers gets. I don't know how that works. I've never heard anything as far as what the contract was set up, but
it's probably maybe, I would say both, all of the above.
It could be.
Like they'll give them a certain amount of, well, obviously the license up front, and then I would say after that, give them a certain amount of royalties from physical media, maybe some of the merchandise afterwards.
Right. I'm assuming that, there's a fee for the license, and then they get a certain percentage of like ticket sales and merch and all that stuff. If they're smart, that's what they would do. And I'm sure they probably have, but I need a t-shirt. Toho is not your friend. They aren't. I appreciate them for all the decades of kaiju films and stuff. I wish there was, well, technically there is a way I could get their stuff without paying them a dime. But the thing is that I wish maybe somebody else, like I wish they would sell the Godzilla license to someone else or something, and it becomes, I don't know, I'm so sick of Toho, because they are not fan friendly. And and the thing that stinks is like when Akira Takarada was alive and he would come to G-Fest and stuff, like he was the epitome of just like one of the greatest celebrities you could ever meet, and he was kind and generous and all that. And the thing is that I think some people on a subconscious level associated him with being an extension of Toho, and on some level that could be true because he did
certain
work
level
in a number of their movies.
Yeah, on
he
a
knew
certain
people at Toho.
In a certain level, he did mention that he sort of go to Toho and kind of talk about some of his experiences over at GFA and everything. So you can sort of say he's the unofficial ambassador for Toho.
Well, yeah, and when one of the trips went over there to Japan some odd years ago, he helped get that group into Toho Studios for a tour. If it wasn't for him, they couldn't have gone in because Toho's like, no. And the fact of the matter is that, like you said, not only is Toho and all these other companies giving up hundreds of thousands, if not millions of dollars of free ads to their products, which is, from a business standpoint, one of the dumbest things you could ever do. They're really alienating a huge fan group that has money that's willing to throw it at them for their products. And they're being dicks. They really are. And just, I really just want to go off on Toho right now, but we got Kamen Rider to do here.
Yeah, one last thing I want to say is that with you having Warner Brothers, Universal, and Paramount, and some of these other places, and I've looked at their site that they do open tours for like certain amount of dollars for different VIP levels and all that. And here you have Toho basically not doing it. And I even knew that was Kadokawa Dai, the ones behind Gamera and Daimajin. They have like their own little kind of visitor souvenir shop right at the front gate right there. And people can just go right in and get souvenirs and potentially even see some of the Gamera suits that were in the actual films and the like. So I'm just going to leave that right there. So,
well, and that's the thing. Like, my last comment is, I'm sure you could be someone. Let's say you're filthy rich, and you're like, "I'll give you $10 million, and I would like a tour of your studios." I bet Toho would turn you down. Nope. Toho is not your friend. Accept that. All right. So if you have not joined us for any of our commentaries, I count down from 3. I go 3, 2, 1, go. When I say go, you hit play, select, or whatever it is on your device to get the show going. So, yeah. Are you ready?
I am ready now.
All right. So here we go. 3, 2, 1, go.
All right. And
get my blood pressure down here and watch some. I hope we get something as fun as that one episode last week.
Yeah. Well, at least now with your blood boiling from that whole discussion there, you probably get something.
Yeah, Toho, do you like that? I'm watching a Toei property because you made me so angry, huh?
Well, even Toei itself, they do the same thing. So,
well, I have not heard nor experienced anything from Toei, so I personally cannot attest. I don't say that you're full of crap, although sometimes you are.
But like I said, I've listened to plenty of the YouTubers that talk about said properties from Toei, and they've experienced the same things.
Yeah, you need to point me in the direction of some of those. I would like to see some of those. Like I said, I don't really doubt you. It's just that I personally have never heard nor experienced anything. So, knowing some of these studios, it's amazing that maybe we haven't gotten a strike for doing commentaries on these things.
Well, we haven't. Just as long as we don't show anything.
That's obviously foam, but at the same time, I still love it.
Yeah.
That sarcophagus.
It's like, if it's literally supposed to be stone, like, it would take more than just 3 guys carrying that.
Right. It's funny, there was that one guy that had a seahorse. Like, what's with the seahorse?
Yeah. But also, I totally forgot from the last podcast episode that you said episode 39 was going to be the last episode for General Zoll.
That's right. Yeah.
But apparently we're gonna get majority of your Taki guy.
What, Zoll? Is that what you're talking to?
No, Taki, the FBI dude.
Oh, I thought you said Talkie, like Talk.
Nope. Taki.
That guy's mask is not on the best. Like,
or maybe he's just wearing a kid size mask.
Could be.
It's like the pharmacy store was all out of adult size masks, and they just had at the last minute, just had to get a kids masks.
There's no subtitles to this. Do you have subtitles?
Give me a moment.
I had subtitles when the guys are talking, but not when Egyptus was talking there.
I think he was probably just doing some kind of ritual thing. It's probably what it is because I'm not getting any subtitles when he supposedly is talking, but for the rest, I can get the subtitles.
Oh, see.
Oh yeah, ancient Egyptian. Yeah.
What's with the seahorse? Like, that doesn't work with Egypt. Or there's seahorses in like the Mediterranean, but still, that I would think a snake would make more sense.
That's probably what it is. It's a cobra snake, not a seahorse.
Really? But it's got like little tendrils going along its back.
Because the Egyptu character, he's got like some sort of snake on his head ornament.
Wait a minute. Killed Professor Nishida. There's this weird jump cut. Was something cut out?
I wouldn't doubt it. It's like when it came to a Spectre Man, like at that point, it's like I wouldn't be a bit surprised if certain things have been cut out.
But see, my understanding is this was, unlike Spectre Man, this was never shown on like syndicated TV in the States. Because if it was, it would have been dubbed. Like Spectre Man.
Well, maybe there's certain things in Japan, like they probably did have it in there at first originally, but then in the end, someone probably said cut that out because in order to have it on TV.
Cut that out. Jason,
cut that out, you bitch.
Again, it's so funny you have like all this Egyptian ephemera around because guess what? The villain of the episode is an Egyptian-inspired villain.
They're basically just thrown it in your face just to let you know.
Hey, do you know that the villain in this episode is based off of, Egypt's iconography? Well, if you don't, we're going to put little things around the episode to let you know.
Really?
Burp or something there.
He's making graffiti art.
Is he doing hieroglyphics or is that actual Japanese?
Can't really tell with that window. Yeah, it could be Egyptian iconography.
Why would you do that? If you're trying to warn someone, you put it in your native language.
Who the heck knows?
It's designed to prolong the episode longer than it really needs to be. Yeah, see, they're talking about this Nishida. Like, we didn't see anything about a Professor Nishida being killed or whatever. Something had to have been cut out.
Or that we were just talking so much to where we sort of didn't quite pick it up.
No, there was nothing because they were in the shocker base.
Look how he has. Look at how he has the telephone. It's like he has it right next to the helmet.
No. Yeah, Taki. Hello. Why aren't you saying anything?
Can you understand me?
Ah, man.
Get the Rosetta Stone.
That's a good program. If you've never used Rosetta Stone to learn a language, you should. Although I've heard a lot about, was it Duolingo? I think is. I've heard it's either Duolingo or there's one other one.
I've tried Duolingo and as well as Rosetta Stone. I've done Rosetta Stone like over a decade ago and haven't gone back to it since. But as far as Duolingo, it's not quite as good from what I heard.
I think I'm getting the wrong program because there was one research. Now let me do research. Like, I don't think it's Duolingo. I think I'm getting that wrong. Let's see. Foreign language learning apps. Let's see here. I don't think it's Babbel. Where is it? Maybe it was. Maybe I did.
Yeah, because there's Rosetta Stone, Duolingo, Babbel, and I think some others. And I know there's app-specific ones out there that I have. Is one is called Mochi Mochi.
The thing is like I got probably one of the last phases of Rosetta Stone when they brought out physical media for your computer. Now it's like subscription based through their website, unfortunately.
Well, one of the plans that I saw for Rosetta Stone for online that you can at least do a lifetime, like one pay and done, instead of having to do a monthly subscription plan.
The thing that stinks, though, is that you still go through the website. And look, I understand we're in a time where virtually, through people's phones and computers, like people are connected almost all the time. But one of the things I love about having the physical media is that you can work on it without needing to be connected. Because let me tell you something, when my wife and I took a trip to Traverse City last summer, there was a good period of about 2 or 2.5 hours where we got no network signal on our phones. And I'm not talking about phone signal. I'm talking about 5G or 4G. So, like if you're traveling and stuff, there's still dead spots in parts of this country. So,
well, where I'm living at here in Iowa, they just recently put up a 5G Verizon tower, I think somewhere just down the south from my place.
Yeah, our area's had 5G for a while, but like trying to go to Traverse City is really weird in this state because you would think, considering it being one of the big tourist destinations, and it's a decent sized community too, that you would go on like an interstate, but no, like it's very tedious to try to get up there. Like there's a lot of stops. You got to go through other communities, which I mean, some of the communities like Cadillac are really beautiful and stuff, but you're stopping a lot and having to do a lot of turns. It's very tedious.
I just found out here that in the daylight with that Egyptu, he does have a seahorse. It's not a snake.
Yeah, like I don't understand the seahorse thing. Also, he's another intercontinental champion. I think the language he's speaking, what they did for the show was literally have him speak gibberish. We haven't been paying attention at all to this show. He's bent up. Like, if he was passed out, his legs wouldn't have supported him there. Again, if you're going to have Taki so involved, make him a writer.
Sorry for a moment. My little boom thing kind of got off of my desk, so I had a. Oh,
I'm wondering, like, I'm thinking to myself, he's kind of quiet over there.
Yeah, while I was talking, my whole boom mic thing just came off.
I can imagine
from the desk here. I'd
seen that.
So I've been taking the few minutes just to try to get it tight on here.
That's kind of funny.
I don't know how it did because it felt pretty sturdy. At least I had the screen on, so you wouldn't have to see all that.
Were you able to at least hear what I said?
Oh, yeah. Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, because my headset's hooked into the Mac. So.
Well, I didn't know if yours were like mine, where I have to plug in mine to the mic itself.
Nope.
How are they able? Well, never mind. It doesn't matter anymore. The Linkin Park song.
It's a kid's show. Just leave it.
Yeah, I'm just like, you know what? I'm asking questions that really have no answer to them.
Yeah. What the hell? They got jacks? What the heck? I like how it stops at
down, and he's like in agony. And I'm like, why'd you put your feet down on him? You saw him.
Well, and he just stopped right there too. Should have just kept on going and then stop after that.
What a dope.
That's Taki for you.
We got to start jokes about this guy, because this guy just, he's a joke himself. My gosh. I hope they kill him.
Oh, that's not going to happen because he's going to be pretty much in the show for the rest of the way, except for maybe 1 or 2 episodes.
I've pre-ordered, by the way, the novelization of the new Godzilla X Kong, the prequel novel, and the making of book that is, kind of like the coffee table.
Yeah.
I'm so excited. I'm like, yes, novelizations and making of. Like, hooray. Well,
it's like some of the making or the art books that I have, and I've got them on this shelf upstairs. It's like the shelf is a bit narrow to where like those things just stick out quite a little bit annoying.
I have no space. I mean, I literally have books stacked like Jenga blocks in shelves because I've run out of space, and I literally have like 2 or 3 columns that are stacked in my one closet.
Like I always say, if there's any books that you don't read anymore or don't care much, just get rid of them.
Well, I did. Here a month and a half or so ago, I got rid of quite a few.
Sounds like you need to get rid of more.
I love books. I'm a bibliophile.
Nerd.
What of it, huh?
Nerd.
Yeah, now what? Quick, where's that from?
Yeah, It's Mortal Kombat Annihilation.
Well, I was fearing you might have forgotten it because I'm
Who
assuming you haven't seen that movie in years.
Like, who would forget about that? Come on.
Well, yeah, that's the thing. You shouldn't, but I was fearing that you might. I still remember that one time we were listening to the soundtrack and there was like 2020 on or whatever the show was. Fire! And the show pictures of candles
With the candle.
white as that was. That was one of the funniest things ever.
Yeah, I was just thinking about that before you said that. How would you know? It's like there wasn't an interface on your watch there telling you how far they were.
You have to remember he's a cyborg, so maybe there's something within his own brain that's telling him where it is. I love this gibberish. I really do. It's so ridiculous. By the way, I don't think I've said anything on it yet. Once again, the suit, chef's kiss. Are they needing help translating? I haven't been paying attention. Like, do they need help translating this? Because if so, why don't they have Egyptus translate it?
Yeah, that's what I was thinking. Yeah, that's basically what he's doing.
Shocker. The most ignorant, bumbling group of villains you'll ever come across. Although, maybe with the exception of Gory. It's debatable.
Yeah. Dr. Gory.
Gory's awesome with his hand gestures, but yeah, he's not too bright.
But as far with 36 episodes in, who would you prefer, Shocker or Dr. Gory?
If I was trying to rule the world, Shocker, I think, is ever so slightly more competent. Just barely. Just because if I were to go with Gory, I would be like, look, that Karis guy, I don't trust him. He's a big, strong gorilla, but this dude thinks he can get away with putting on a trench coat and a fedora in public and that he's well hidden. Yeah, that's not very smart.
Well, it's like with Shocker, it's like from what we've seen so far, that they've actually have killed quite a bit more people. And I think even some of the kids too, from what we've seen.
Yeah, and I mean, Gory did too, because I still go back to that episode where Karis played hopscotch on men's heads. It's like,
oh yeah. But as far as probably a number of killing people, Shocker's probably the one that's killed a bit more.
Probably. I mean, Shocker's very incompetent too. Like, their bases are very easy to find. Some of their generals just aren't the brightest either. They always blow up when they trip over like a caterpillar
or just falling into a lake or a pond.
Yeah.
Just kick the dynamite right into Taki's face.
Be doing us all a favor.
How do you catch up to them?
Shh.
Hey, it's an honest question. How did he get up to them that fast?
Shh.
You shh. like how they stopped. Yeah, let's fight and fire.
Let me guess, Rider kick.
You know, I was kind of hoping you just run into him motorcycle and then just explodes. But yeah,
you see that?
Yeah.
He landed on dirt, and then there's a quick shot of grass with an explosion. What? But then again, eye roll, Rider kick. Who didn't see that coming?
I didn't.
Where have you been? That'd be funny then if he shoved Taki down the steps there. Well, whose fault is that? Kamen Riders. It's supposed to be trying to finish off Shocker.
Let's see who we got here.
Wolfsbane. The monster's called Wolfsbane.
Some poison gas.
Toxic monster Wolfsbane.
Kind of looks like Zeton a little bit there. So yeah, that's the end of episode 36 there.
You want to go first, or do you want me?
I'll let you go first.
A silly episode where you get the new cyborg Shocker General literally talking gibberish.
I'm not sure if it's really a cyborg the way that they brought him in.
Oh, that's true. Yeah, maybe, yeah. Nevertheless, Shocker once again just being bumbling fools, trying to kidnap this professor to, translate Egyptian hieroglyphics when they got their own dude there in Egyptus. The Egyptus shit. The Egyptus suit.
Yeah, the Egyptus shit.
The Egyptus I did it again. The Egyptus suit is really good. I mean, once again, we're having this continuing
streak.
Yeah. of Shocker General suits being really, really good. And I'm very impressed with it. I just wished Egyptus could be more understood, at least by us, the viewers. It's a mediocre episode by and large. Again, there's elements of the story that don't make sense. It was fine. I would say it's just slightly above normal. Not slightly above normal, slightly above average. So I'm going to give it a C+.
Yeah, I'm kind of in agreement with you as far as the Egyptu suit there. It looks really good, getting quite a bit of a streak on as far as the suits for these generals here. But when it comes to that one professor earlier on, something must have happened as far as the final cutting room for this episode. So there's a little bit of a problem as far as the stories in that certain area. But yeah, overall the story is okay, but also I'm right there with you as far as having some sort of translation or something or subtitle for Egyptu as well, because it's just a bit dumb in a way. And also he kind of, the way that he sounds like, it sounds like for those of you that have watched the One Piece anime, they have these snails that are like telephones. He actually sounds the way when they ring and all that stuff. Like, but
maybe they got the inspiration off of this.
Could be, yeah.
Because I think this came first.
Well, yeah, obviously, because One Piece didn't come around until a little over 20 or so years after this show. But yeah, it's an okay show around the average area, so I would give this one a C. All
right. Are we ready?
Give me one moment here.
We could put that on a shirt. Figure out how to spell and then put dash Egyptus. It's in the quote. Egyptus.
That would be sweet. and then his face or something somewhere on the t-shirt.
You must find yourself amusing, Kent. At times I do, yes. Because of the stupid crap I think of.
It's what we do best around here.
Hey, but, if I can't laugh at myself, then...
But I'm ready on my end here.
All right, so here we go. 3, 2, 1, go.
And then get the screen back up here.
I kid you not, I've woken up many days over this last week, and the first thing that comes to mind that I think of when I get up out of bed is Seimaru. Like, that's the first thing that comes to my head. I'm like, why? Why am I thinking of that?
Yeah, I was just thinking to myself, why? Why do you think this? I was...
Liar.
It's like before you were going to say something like that, I thought you were going to say, Kamen liar, Kamen liar.
Yeah. Liar, liar, jump. Liar, kick. Kamen liar, Kamen liar, liar, liar. You guys aren't taking this seriously enough. Don't get your panties in a bunch. I find it's the toxic gas mask. I'm sorry, but does anyone else out there, when you read that, think of farts? I mean, seriously. Tell me, like, there are at least some of you out there that are thinking of that as you read that title.
At least they didn't say something like the cutting cheese monster or a ripping up.
A ripping time. Oh, we're stupid.
Boy, that flower is really gassing up the place.
I don't know anything about wolfsbane other than it's part of the lore of werewolves. I don't know if it's poisonous or if it is like a gassy I have no idea. So
well, I know I've heard of wolfsbane, but I didn't know the purpose of it.
Do you own the Universal Monsters films?
I don't.
Oh man, you got to do that.
Well, there is a specific flower that has different kinds of names. Like the actual name of it is it aconitum? It's ACONITUM, but it's also known as aconite, monk's hood, wolfsbane, leopard's bane, devil's helmet, or blue rocket.
Devil's helmet, wow. Oh man, what they love dissolving people in this show. Wow.
Well, it all started out with the spider guy from the very first episode.
Once again, they do an awesome job with the suit. The only criticism I have of it is that it very obviously looks like it was made out of pillows. That's the only thing I can.
Not just the suits, but as well as dissolving people, like molding them out of a certain certain thing to make it look like that they're dissolving.
Yeah, I mean, look, it's not the greatest looking thing in the world, but at the same time, I'm not really going to hold that against them because I'm sure that's probably more difficult than trying to put a suit together, honestly.
Yeah. All is just molding or sculpting the person and then out of some kind of substance and then just put some paint on there.
Boy, she's really messing with that kid's head because don't they know that monsters have been around Japan for a while? I mean, for crying out loud, we're 37 episodes in and she doesn't realize that Kamen Rider's been going after these mutant monsters or whatever you want to call them.
It all goes back to Ultraman where every episode, everyone's like, oh, you're a conspiracy theorist. Oh, that monster doesn't exist, blah, blah, blah. And then they always come up in the end.
There needs to be a tokusatsu cinematic universe where everything that has ever happened, like Godzilla, Gamera, Ultraman, Kamen Rider, Spectreman, you name it, has happened, and that everyone is aware of it. And not only do the Japanese, like they've done in some movies and shows in the past, complain like, why does everything happen in Japan, but are aware and are so on edge that, maybe they're even attacking each other. Like, can you imagine a storyline you could make with that? Like, oh my gosh, like there have been giant monsters and these mutant people.
And then, like, at a certain point, they team up like Avengers style tokusatsu.
Yeah. Well, didn't Power Rangers and what was it, Beetleborgs or...
I know the Super Sentai and Beetleborgs, I think they've teamed up as well as with Kamen Rider.
Did you see that slide?
Yeah.
This monster killed somebody. Oh, that's funny. Oh, that is funny.
And then I think at one point too, and I think recently that they did a Ultraman and a Kamen Rider team up too.
Oh, really?
I think so. Let me just
because I know when we were at G-Fest, we've seen that one movie where it was like Super Sentai, like they're initially battling Beetleborgs or somebody initially. And then after a while, they come together and like defeat the big bad. I forget what it was.
Let's see, Ultraman, Kamen Rider. Okay. Yeah, they have done something, and it also looks like they've done something with Ultraman Gaia and Kamen Rider Ryuki, along with the Super Sentai peeps.
Interesting. Just 2 car accidents. How boring. And yet how many people died in those 2 car accidents? She's just willing to shrug it off. Part of your own business.
Just one.
Jeez. How apathetic she is.
Well, in the next episode, that'll be the last time we'll see Mari.
I can tell you're really devastated by that because you keep bringing it up.
Well, as far as Yuri, I think that's her, the one that's the black belt karate gal. she's the one that sticks around the longest out of all the other Rider girls, because she stays until the very end. Get the hell away from me, Taki.
That'd be funny if it says, nobody likes you, Taki. In fact, even the children watching the show, and he points at the camera, like you either. They want you gone. This is my show, I tell ya. So get.
And before I leave, I'll kindly bitch slap you.
FBI boy.
For my subtitle, it says that FBI cheater.
That makes no sense. So are they saying that he somehow got into the FBI illegitimately?
Maybe.
And the FBI is not doing its work on its own people, which is kind of scary when you think about it.
You know, the kind of language that the kid said, that saying can be can mean different things, like damn it or shit.
I didn't quite catch it because my earbuds, I got the noise canceling part on. I can make out some of what's being said, but not all of it.
Yeah, it's a show.
Yeah, I've known show, like I've known it to mean damn, and it basically through. Oh crap! I already forgot some of the shows, but yeah, usually when I've seen it,
I mostly heard it from the Detective Conan anime, where it can mean at least either damn or shit.
You really like that, don't you?
Well, I've been watching that show for years, so I've kind of gotten used to knowing what it means.
There's a statue, I think, on the hearth of that fireplace that may have been a decoration in the previous episode.
Maybe they just sort of forgotten about it.
Do you hear the wolfsbane monster?
What a surprise.
I'm getting so sick of Taki. I really am.
Yeah, I like to see what the emblem is on the Chakra minions this time.
I saw it looked like maybe a leaf of some sort, but I didn't quite catch all of it.
Yeah, a maple leaf from Canada.
That would be funny if that was Joe.
Yeah. And also, he's the intercontinental champion there.
I know. After the last dude blew up, they're like, well, the title's vacant and give it to somebody.
Speaking of being defeated, how much you want to bet that Wolfsbane here is going to get beaten by the rider kick?
Oh, I'm willing to bet, $2,000 that he doesn't. And I'll bet another $50,000 that he doesn't blow up.
You just stay right here, Taki, because you do diddly squat.
It seems like they're, butting heads more.
Maybe they heard our plea, even though that this is a 40-some-odd-year-old show.
Yeah, I know. We know a couple of guys in the Midwestern part of the United States will complain about you, so we're gonna have to.
Yeah, 50 years down the road, we know there's some two guys in the Midwest of the United States
who are man babies approaching the middle part of their lives.
Yeah,
who have no real purpose to their lives, and they're gonna complain about you. They have nothing better to do. So we got like what, 2 episodes where the new Shocker Cyborg really is just honking and gibbering around.
Yeah. And not speaking any normal Japanese or something. It's like it all starts out with Egyptial.
Jeez. Thanks, Egyptus.
Boy, Goro was really giving it to them there.
Yeah, take a big sniff of it. See what happens.
It smells like farts.
That's so funny. Like, they hide out in these cars. Anybody who looks into that car will be like, "What is that?" Like,
oh yeah, we're not really suspicious here. You know, if it's poison gas, does it like paralyze them or just kill them? It's like if it's to kill them, then how come it doesn't actually kill the supporting cast but other people?
because there are heroes and they're immune from death.
Or yet that they somehow still are able to move like they are right now, whereas other people just faint and just die.
So the actual gas or whatever it is that's being spewed here in real life when they film this, you know, there were periods of time where they didn't realize certain things were maybe bad for you. I honestly hope that that green smoke or whatever it is wasn't actually like deadly in some form. like where it would mess up their lungs and
like a little toxic. Just you better hope that it's like
lung cancer or something.
You better hope it's like food colored fog or something, like water fog from a fog machine.
Yeah, I mean, it is very preposterous that they are immune simply because they're part of the heroes gang, and yet everyone else that comes in contact with the plant gets dissolved. It's just
yeah.
I mean, it's frustrating, but at the same time, it's that whole, well, you're supposed to kind of ignore that.
and also it's a kids show because they're sort of attached to the supporting cast and all.
That still, in my mind, doesn't excuse it.
Yeah.
It'd be funny if Tachibana woke up and says, "I need a cigarette." And
or,
then I was like, dude, you just inhaled a bunch of toxic gas. Now you want to inhale more?
or like, man, what a hangover. from having
Boy,
too much
what a
toxic
bender he must have been on.
It's like that's a little. It's like mixing sake and whiskey is a little bit too much for my system.
What would you? I mean, seriously, like legitimately, what would you call the drink where you mix a little bit of Jägermeister, sake, tequila, rum, and whiskey? Like, what would that be called, and probably what would it taste like?
I would call that the death wish.
I was going to say the word death has to be in the name somewhere.
I would call it the death wish. Or it's like you're basically asking for it.
The death shot or something.
It's like you're mixing all the the high end alcohol percentage liquors. It's like you're almost asking for it.
Yeah, like go down your grocery store liquor aisle to all the heavy liquors, buy one bottle of each kind. Even put vodka in there, gin, like everything you could find. Not beer or wine, but like the liquors, and then mix it all together.
Yeah.
The Joker.
Heck.
What in the world?
Well, you get some of the previous commanders here.
How do they get resurrected?
Who knows?
They're beating up the kids. What the heck? What in the world? Oh man. Oh.
You would never expect that to happen. Holy crap.
Pulling the kid's hair. The other one, he's decking the kid. What?
And then just leaving them there. It's like they're just like school bullies.
They're not school bullies. These are like adults beating up children.
Well, yeah, it's like they act like school bullies, but adult form.
What in the world?
Heck, even Inspector Man, you wouldn't expect something like that.
Inspector Man, like, was willing to go pretty far with certain things.
But not to something to that extent, though.
Now you know Shocker is bad because they literally are willing to beat up children.
Well, like I was saying earlier, that they killed quite a bit of people and even some children in certain aspects.
Why not just do the rider kick? We all know you're going to do it. Get it done, get it over with, too. Like, seriously, wouldn't you try to do the finisher coming out of the gate?
Yeah, he jumped. And that'll be like a good excuse to do the rider kick then, because you have to jump in order to do it.
Yeah, let's see you take care of them, Taki. He probably will, and then it's once again going to make Kamen Rider look useless. Why do we need some sort of superhero when ordinary guy can stop him?
Yeah. It's like they were just at the ground level. I don't know how they got all the way up there. Shh. No, it's an honest question. Yeah, you see all these cars and cement trucks on the highway there. I wonder if they actually seen those and what they were asking themselves, like, what the fuck is going on there?
Like, what is that up there?
What is
You're
going
actually
on?
fighting on the ledge?
In weird suits.
Couple people in Halloween costumes must have had a bad agreement over something.
Yeah.
Maybe who should take the death wish shot first?
maybe spike their fruit punch juice a little too much.
A little too raff. Wow, that was a total miss.
Yeah.
Oh my gosh.
Yep.
Yawn. You didn't blow up. Oh, a double whammy. Now he'll blow up. Just watch. Oh, he splatted. This
time it was not the rider kick that practically ended him. It was the rider punch.
No, it wasn't the rider punch. It was the fall because he was still alive when he was falling.
Well, the rider punch that led up to it.
what made it funny was the fact that it was a dummy, and the dummy, like with some of the arms and legs, were twisted in weird angles, like as it hit the ground. Oh man, there have been a couple goofy things so far. Not quite as funny as last week, but close enough.
This episode, I think, probably has the most goofiest one so far with that the lost signs, or this monster killed someone, and then this.
We're halfway. Oh, what's this here?
It looks like a
another cool. A stingray. You know, I thought it would be an eel. The way the name was, at least on my menu, like El King. I thought it would be like an eel.
Mine's called Ray King, not El King.
Yeah, it was Ray King here on the preview, but it said El King on the actual episode menu.
Well, that is episode
makes more sense, in my opinion, but
37 there.
Yeah, why don't you go first this time?
Yeah, this one, at least story-wise and the final product, made a little bit more sense compared to episode 36 with the earlier parts of the episode where you didn't quite understand what the hell happened to that one professor. But at least we kind of know what was going on here. And again, the suit for this episode's Shocker Commander looks spectacular. In this one, although it seems a little bit like a blob in a way, here and there. And then
it's a plant with tendrils running all over.
But I hope that with the previous episode that wasn't the start of actually having these commanders not speaking any normal language and just kind of jibber jabbering in their own kind of language where we don't get any subtitles for them. So I hope that's not the trend moving forward in this series here. I hope that this is the last one of it. But otherwise, I know it's a kid's show, but as far as like with the supporting cast getting affected by this poison gas from this wolfbane flower, they still end up, moving around and not ending up potentially getting paralyzed or potentially die from it. Whereas a lot of the other people that have been gassed by this particular flower, they end up dying or possibly melting. Literally. That's, I don't know, how would you call it, but it's a bit
inconsistent
in a way. Yeah. So with that, the episode is good, but a little bit of inconsistency as far as the effectiveness of that wolfbane poison gas and everything. So with that, I would give episode 37. I'll give it a B minus barely.
Yeah, I mean, like you, I don't really have much of anything to add to that. I think, though, I will just say, though, the inconsistency when you watch tokusatsu, especially, and I'm not familiar with a lot of the newer stuff because I haven't watched a whole lot of it. I would say basically a lot of this earlier stuff from probably 80s going backwards, your inconsistency is always going to be a part of it, because you and I, we were talking about that so much with Spectrum Man, and we've talked about it moderately too, even with this series. That's just something you have to expect at the very least with these earlier tokusatsu shows. Like I said, I'm not sure about the more contemporary ones because I haven't really watched a whole lot of them, but yeah, really, I don't have a whole lot to add to what you said there. I think the Shocker suit, once again, is looking great. According to the preview, once again, another good looking suit. I'm very pleased with that because there was this period of, I don't know, however many episodes it was, where the suits really looked, second rate in a very
I would say
way.
with the exception of a handful of the first few episodes of this TV show,
Well, yeah.
they look pretty outstanding, and they seemed a little bit more complicated.
It seemed like, I don't know, starting, and I don't know how many episodes, but it seemed like maybe like late teens into the 20s. It just seemed like we had this period where a lot of the suits looked really bad for the most part.
Mm-hmm.
Where it looked like I could just grab things out of my own recycle bin and make it myself. But the biggest issue I have with this episode is just the inconsistency of the gases effects. We know why, like we talked about earlier, the supporting cast didn't dissolve or die when they got gassed. It's frustrating. If you're a child watching the show, you might pick up on that because some kids are really smart and keen on that stuff. Others may not. They just may have their brains turned off and just watch it. And maybe subconsciously even know that those characters aren't going to die more than likely because of however many episodes up to this point. It's pretty easily been established that these characters can't be touched. So yeah, it's frustrating, but you just got to deal with it. The ending, the demise of the Shocker General in this one is probably one of the funniest deaths. I think it's one of the funniest up to this point, or it may be the funniest. I don't remember all of their deaths, but that was kind of funny, actually. He's just this dummy and then splat. No explosion, nothing. He just splats.
No blood squirting out.
Yeah, I mean, like I said, what makes it even funnier is you could tell it's a dummy, and because like a couple of the arms and legs are like twisted in weird ways that a human body. Like,
yeah, and just by looking at it from certain scenes when they do the dummy or just the suit itself without anybody in it, you can definitely tell from then and there is like, oh, it's just the suit, no one else in it.
That's that I think is also kind of what it adds that extra oomph of hilarity to the moment. So yeah, I like you. I'm giving it a B-. I think it's a little bit better than the last one, but it's got some issues. A few of them I'm willing to overlook, but a few others it's like, you deserve to be docked here. All right, so we're ready for episode 38 here.
I am ready.
Hold on here. I got to get to the 00 mark because mine takes a moment to load.
Yeah, mine's just kind of a black screen at first at the 00 mark, so I just got to right at the where it shows the intro here.
All right, 3, 2, 1, go.
All right, put the screen back up here.
Kamen Liar.
Should just have Kamen kind of in small letters and then liar like in big letters underneath Kamen, and then like 2 exclamation points right after liar.
Well, liar needs to be capitalized, bold, underlined,
all
and italicized.
just do liar all uppercase.
And then it like blinks even bigger, like at the beginning of Godzilla versus Mechagodzilla, where the was it the name Godzilla flashes a few times. It needs to do that too.
Yeah. I kind of hope we get to see Takeshi Hongo in either this episode or the next episode. If not, it's going to be next week.
Your favorite episodes after this one?
Both ours. Not just mine.
Well, I know. I think you even despise Colonel Zoll maybe even more than I do, and I really despise him. So that's saying something.
At this point, yeah, I'm kind of sick of him because, I mean, there's really not much purpose to his character left. Just in the first episode, he was it's like he was good enough in that, and then sort of after that, it's just sort of no point into his character.
Oh yeah, I mean, I totally agree. You're part of Shocker, shouldn't you know this? Like, don't you have people like stalking the guy or tracking the guy or something?
Or some kind of bodyguard or what have you.
They got technology, they got henchmen. And, you know, it's very obvious these people don't care about the law. So,
Yeah.
like, you know, there are plenty of ways to find out. Oh, that's dumb. Oh, I thought he actually did something like...
That's what I thought too, is like, what is going on here? Oh, he just electrocutes them and burns them to a crisp. Holy shit. With light.
We shouldn't be surprised, because after the last episode, when you had grown men monsters literally punching children,
Yeah.
seeing adults get electrocuted shouldn't be a shocker.
Well,
no pun intended.
Well, not just electrocuted, but just vanished.
I like how they think he can fly. It's like, no, rays fly, metaphorically speaking, in the water, not in the air. They're not built physically for that. But whatever. What am I saying? No one's going to listen and care.
You know, timeout for you on that one.
Oh. He can't be a part of the FBI. Like, that has to be either an intentional change for the subtitles or something, because I don't think there's an FBI per se in Japan. Like, I could say I could see them being like Interpol or something like that. But
well, I think they did show like that FBI badge when he first appeared into the show. And again, like in Detective Conan, they also have FBI present in Japan.
I gotta look this up here. They might have their own FBI. I didn't think they would, because like the US FBI, like the US FBI can't go outside of their borders.
Well, it is like the actual US FBI.
Yeah, but I don't think they can go outside their borders. It's called Public Security Intelligence Agency, is the domestic intelligence agency of Japan. Huh. Oh no, tire tracks. Please don't say it's true. You can't even tell tread on it. It's like someone took a garden hoe and went across the sand. I mean, seriously.
Or just a rubber tire.
Or some kid took a tire from his tire swing and just rolled it across. Like, I'm going to go take it to my friend's house. And then when he was done, I'm going to go take it home. And then went like 5 feet on the opposite side of the first track.
Yeah.
That'd be funny if that was the case.
Yeah.
Okay, once again, Shocker's bumbling because this guy somehow managed to escape from Shocker.
Yep.
Why don't you feed the man? He looks like he could use some food.
Just give him some yakitori or a little bit of yakiniku or something.
That'd be funny if they're like, the only thing we have is ramen. They open up a cupboard and it's just filled with ramen noodle.
Or just a lot of candy and junk food.
Yeah. All we have is candy. Oh, man, that would be funny. All we have is candy.
It's like, do you guys even eat healthy around here?
And then, like, one of them's eating the candy bar and he goes, no. All we have is candy.
You should just make that into a shirt saying all we have is candy.
Yeah.
And then just say Taki or this guy.
Be like, all we have is candy. Attribute the quote to Hayato, and then after putting his name down, put in parentheses, he actually didn't say that. So make it seem like he did, but he didn't.
Yeah.
Oh, man. Oh, didn't this building, wasn't this in Golden Bat?
Yeah, it is.
Like it's part of the observatory?
Yeah, I remember seeing that, and I think I've seen it possibly featured in an anime. I forget what it was specifically that I'm thinking of, but yeah, I have seen that before.
That is fantastic, because you know how much I love that movie.
Yeah.
And I'm serious. For anyone who thinks I'm being sarcastic, no, I really do love that movie.
I know you're serious.
I know you are, but I'm talking to other people. A lot of these shocker generals have their own form of gibberish now.
Well, by the way, now we can actually know what he's talking.
Yeah. He's called them shocker cyborg scum a few times.
Because they are.
That's like his trademark tagline. Yeah, that's another one you could put on a t-shirt.
The shocker cyborg.
Shocker cyborg scum.
Yeah. Favorite scene yet again.
I just kind of ignore it anymore. It doesn't really bother me now.
Just like
I have more of an issue. I have more of an issue with Taki now. I've moved on. I've got bigger fish to fry.
Sure, you've moved on.
And then Kamen Rider says, many have said that before and have fallen at the foot of my feet with the rider kick. And many of them have blown up. The last guy splatted in a parking lot.
That was due to the common punch.
Yeah. I kicked and punched him. He was a bit tougher.
It's only a sprain.
That's okay. It's only a compound fracture and like part of the bone is sticking out.
Oh.
I'll be able to walk it off.
Well, it wouldn't be a bone. It'd be more like a metal shin or something.
Oh, dear Lord.
Because of him being a cyborg.
You're actually getting into specifics now.
Well, I'm just pointing out the obvious for this show because he's a cyborg.
I'll just refer you to the Michael Caine quote earlier of shut up, shut up. It's your fault then. You seem to do okay. Why don't you try?
He tried, but he failed so much. That's why he's lashing out. It's like he's had enough.
Oh, shut up, Tachibana. You've done nothing but complain to everybody while you sit around smoking your pipe.
Yeah.
What purpose do you serve? Like, you should be talking. You're the one that goes to the grocery store and fills all those cupboards with candy.
Well, and then at first, too, you were training Hongo there for his motorcycle competition.
Yeah, he's a motorcycle coach.
Yeah.
What do you know about fighting? I hate to tell you, darling, sometimes love means letting go.
What are you talking about?
That'd be funny if she just looked up at him like, I have no idea what you're talking about.
or just said, go fuck yourself.
Oh. Wait a minute, I got important information that you want. What? What is it? They have candy in the cupboards.
Boy, you're really obsessed about that candy, huh?
Because it's so funny, because it's so random. Like, I think he's hungry. Let's feed him. All we have is candy. It's so funny because you would never expect that. It's so out of left field and ridiculous. Not anymore. It's the Tachibana Complain Club.
The Tachibana Complaint Center.
How is he still even in business? Because we have never seen him train anyone else for motorcycle racing. How is he getting paid?
I think ever since episode 10 or something, we haven't seen anything with him being a coach for the motorcycle or the dirt bike racing.
He's a dirt bag is what he is. That guy, I mean, that's the thing. He's literally done nothing for like 2/3 of the episodes we've seen thus far.
Yeah.
And he's the one telling them, you need to be the one to put your life on the line. And why are you so lazy? Why are you doing nothing?
Well, like last week's episode that I mentioned that you get to see him a little bit, but then after that, you literally don't get to see him much, or he doesn't do much of anything anymore.
Why not? Which is why I have such an issue with him complaining to them.
And again, it's like he has really no purpose now outside of his first appearance.
Yeah, other than being a jerk.
Give him some candy. He looks famished.
A Tootsie Roll Pop should do it.
Maybe one of those fun dips too.
And then he's like, and the old guy goes, I would rather have a fun dip if you don't mind. And if you have them, a ring pop.
See if we have any of those Dagashi candies too. So which furry friend came in to visit?
Both of them did.
Oh.
Initially, it was Remington, and then Hershey came in, and then Remy wanted Hershey to play with them and was kind of chasing her, and she was having none of it.
Oh. I thought it'd be almost the opposite.
Occasionally it is, but because Remy's bigger, I think she's like, oh my God, this tank's coming after me. Like she'll start it, but will never finish it because once she gets Remy going, Remy's like, oh. They haven't been fed yet, so that's why they're kind of coming after me.
Yeah.
The kids are supposed to feed them in about 25 minutes. Gosh, get rid of Taki. I'm so sick of him. I really am.
It'd be funny. It'd be funny that, they're on the motorcycle, like each of them are on their own motorcycle, and they're driving down that hill there, and then right next to each other, and then Hayato just pushes him off, and then he just falls off.
Better yet, he sets like some sort of time bomb, and then like when he realizes the bomb's about to blow up, he quickly accelerates far enough ahead to get away from the explosion, and then Taki's motorcycle blows up and it flips and all that fun stuff. I just like he was a fine supporting character, but over the last like 10 or so episodes, my gosh, I mean, not only is he just in general annoying, he sort of is making Kamen Rider look a little pathetic because he's able to handle some of the things that Kamen Rider once in a while has a little bit of trouble with.
Yeah.
I'm so sick of him.
And Ray Keen's right hand or whip there kind of looks like he's beating someone to bloody pulp.
Well, we've had back-to-back episodes now where the Shocker General has had some type of a whip appendage.
True.
What I would like for us to do is at the conclusion of discussing this episode is take a quick 5-minute break.
That sounds good to me.
Well, who else did you expect?
Your grandma?
That would be funny. Whoa, whoa. Maybe that's where the Fozzie voice came from. Like, oh, let's turn that into Waka Waka.
Okay. Oh,
wow.
Come on. You can be a little bit more believable than that.
The cinematographers really need to like angle their cameras a little bit better to hide that.
Well, not only just that, but make sure the cast members can make it more believable, and try to know where the camera is angled.
Like the better thing to do, and if you're doing something like that, is to make it seem like he's doing an uppercut to the gut, because you could hide that with the opposing person's body a little bit better.
Right.
Have at you.
It just Ray King kind of sounds like one of the guys. Like there's these videos from North Korea, like the North Korean news agency or something like that, where there's a guy that sounds similar to Ray King.
Did you just see that back-fisted punch?
No, I didn't.
Oh my gosh. When you get a chance, he literally missed him. Like there's this 5-foot gap Like they didn't even try to hide it.
At this point, from the things that we've seen, I wouldn't be a bit surprised.
Wow, he really kept that sword in that guy's gut for a bit.
It's like, I'm just making sure that you're completely dead.
You might as well just twist the thing.
Yeah.
Just to make sure.
and they do like the slashing noise. When Kamen Rider is slashing or swinging the sword around at one of the minions, he missed him by that same amount too.
Yeah. What? What?
Did he just accidentally? What?
What did he do?
That's what I would like to know. What the hell happened? It's like he was just fine there for a second. Then I don't know if he accidentally tripped or something.
And then stock footage of that same lake where one of the villains from like 5 episodes ago blew up.
Yeah, with you know what?
Yawn.
Rider kick.
Yawn. Jeez.
And by the way, sadly, this is the final episode that Mari's in.
And sadly, it's the second to last episode of Colonel Zoll.
Yeah, so never get to see Mari again.
Boy, man, why don't you get, you know what? For your birthday here next month, I'm getting you a poster.
Yeah.
Oh, a birthday party. Yeah. Hey,
boy, with the kid looking like he's an old grandpa.
What the heck? The Christmas Eve? Oh. That Wolfman costume's cool. Oh,
it's pretty aggressive there.
I like it. Okay, so I'll go first here because I want you to comment first on the next episode because you've been looking forward to what's going to happen next episode.
I bet.
So Ray King, once again, great suit. All props go to the makeup or special effects department for that. Great suit. Funny laugh once again. The what. Tachibana was pretty annoying here. The story is mediocre. I mean, I'm just going to come out and say it. It feels like a step or two down from the last episode. It's not the worst thing, but it is a little bit more downer, probably even a bit more so than the Wolfsbane. I mean, not the Wolfsbane, but the Egyptus one. I'm going to give this a low C.
Okay. Yeah, with this one, it felt a little bit all over the place, and towards the end, there's like with Ray King, he seemed like he was fine, and then all of a sudden, I don't know if he accidentally tripped on purpose on the gravel or something like that, or something. I don't know. It just seemed a bit weird in a way, and also again with the air punching, slashing, and kicking like from 5 feet out or something of the sort. You're 38 episodes, and at this point, it's like it gets to the point to where it's like there's really no excuse for not only the camera crew but also for the cast members to try to get at the right or indoor certain angle to make it to where that these punches and kicks and slashes and sort of things to make it to be at least believable in a way. It's just getting to the point where it's just unacceptable in my standards. Even though it's a kid's show, it's like just try to make it believable here.
Yeah, I think that's part of the charm of something like this, though. Too, it's like kind of what you're in for.
Yeah. But again, as far as Ray King, great suit for this one. And also, there's really no point into General Zoll here. And I'm just glad that his last appearance is the next episode coming up. But it seems like we're getting another general or colonel the way it looks like.
Let's watch the episode first before we.
Yeah, I just hope that's going to be his only appearance. I just don't want it to be dragging out like General Zoll at this point, or
maybe the voice actor of the Shocker head man is like on a real long vacation.
I don't know, but and also sadly, no more Maury after this one here.
I gotta get you a poster.
So with that, I'll give episode 38 here a solid C+.
Okay. Well, with that, we're going to take a quick 5-minute break, and we will be back here to conclude this podcast with episode 39, Werewolf Monsters Huge Murder Party. That's what it says.
That sounds fantastic. All right, folks, we'll be right back. All right, you ready?
Yes.
Okay, let me take care of a few things.
Can everyone hear us?
I can hear you.
I'm talking about the general audience.
Oh, yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, they should be able to. Let me get the graphic up there. Okay. So I am ready on my side here.
Oh, crap. Okay. I had a double button push there. All right. So we ready for the final episode of this podcast?
No.
I'll wait.
1 hour later. Okay, I'm ready.
Are you ready?
Yeah.
Okay. Here we go.
Such a doink.
3, 2, 1, go.
All right, and put up the screen one last time here.
I have to say, I am really glad we're not doing a 5th episode.
I'm sure.
I mean, look, and I've said this before, like, look, I don't hate Spectre Man, but Spectre Man was very difficult to watch quite a bit at a time. This is a little bit better, but this show still, like, after so many episodes, will sort of, like, get to you and slightly make you a little depressed about the world.
Or start to make you go crazy in a way.
Yeah.
Liar.
I'm waiting for you to do your part this episode.
You didn't say anything, so.
I shouldn't have to.
Well, you shouldn't have expected me to do it, so.
Yeah, well, you're not doing your job.
You're welcome.
The Great Wolfman Monster Murder Party.
Mine is just the monstrous Wolfman's murder party.
They're already set and ready to go. Little plastered.
A little too much.
Merry Christmas. I know there are Christians in Japan, but I thought they made up a very small minority. Let me take a look here.
Yeah, a small minority. Most Christmas over there is mainly just kind of commercial compared to our version of Christmas here.
Yeah, okay. I just looked it up. 1.5% of the Japanese population is Christian.
Yeah.
70.5% are Shinto.
They like I said, they celebrate Christmas more in a different ways, more or less commercialized than here. And it all started with KFC too.
Wait a minute, are you being serious?
I'm being serious. It's all because of KFC.
Because of Kentucky Fried Chicken.
Yep. Yeah, because they started out because every year they do this Christmas.
Wait a minute here, look at this.
Type of
he was gonna publicly urinate.
But they started out this traditional kind of Christmas chicken bucket special or something that sort. And it's basically all because of KFC, because they commercialize the whole Christmas version over there.
That is crazy. Like, thanks a lot, Colonel Sanders.
Try my new Christmas chicken bucket. Finger licking good.
Well, it's not typically Colonel Sanders is like one of the head guys that's in charge of the Japanese side of the business.
Oh, wait a minute. Is this werewolf guy separate from Shocker? Oh, he is. Wait, but why does he have the Shocker belt on him? He didn't just a second ago.
That's what I would like to know.
He honestly didn't have it a second ago.
Or maybe it could be some kind of rogue Shocker cyborg.
But I swear he didn't have the belt on, like, right before they attacked.
He kind of looks like a really deranged Sonic the Hedgehog.
Well, maybe he is a Shocker subject because they talked about a virus. Yep.
Operation Wolf. Such a very complex operation name.
Well, he would have found out anyways. Like, you plan on unleashing this guy into the public anyways.
Yeah. He's going to find out no matter what. That's what this whole episode is about. He's going to find out.
Later. Man.
And she just says it so casually.
That wolf man took my dolly.
Boy, look at all the decorations.
Yeah, like initially I thought it was a birthday party. I'm like, why is that kid dressed like Santa? Well, it's because it is.
It looks like. That's what I thought at first. It's like they're making their own version of the Christmas Story tree here.
So, like, the number of people in Japan that are Christians are probably the same number of people that are in this room right now.
Well, and look behind Hayato. It's like they've got flags from different countries, like the USA, Italy, and Switzerland. What's the purpose of them there?
Because they're in probably a schoolroom. They couldn't afford to build a set or something.
Well, couldn't they just do in the Tachibana Racing Club?
Tachibana's a real stickler about this sort of thing.
Probably that's why they had to rent a different room.
No, you will not put up your stinking Christmas tree in my racing club office.
Because I'm a grumpy asshole. Yeah, you're just a conspiracy theorist. You know, monsters don't exist.
Now, if he truly does not believe her, I'm like, okay, here you are, cyborg beetle man. You don't believe she saw a wolf man, and yet you fought in things like a giant ant, a stingray, an armadillo, several vicious plants. Like,
I mean, we were just literally talking about this like a couple episodes ago.
No, I don't believe you. What are you, nuts? Yeah, sure, I'll fight giant insects and snakes and all that thing, but a wolf man, you're off your rocker.
Yeah, just Quit being a bullshitter. Tell me the truth. The expression on Hayato's face. It's like he broke wind in a way.
And then Taki's gonna find out that he did it.
Yeah. It's like, oh shit.
So you're saying it's an honest to goodness Wolfman.
Yeah.
This is so ridiculous. Again,
Wait a
like,
second. Didn't we see this guy last week?
I don't know. He looks like the guy who plays Colonel Zoll. He really does, just minus the mustache. It's because he's got the bushy sideburns. Yeah. So his eye is okay. He's just wearing it for aesthetic purposes. What a jerk.
I'm just glad that he's done after this episode. I hope he gets Ryder kicked in the face.
I hope he gets Ryder kicked, punched, jumped, sat on, like...
right in that eye socket of his.
You mean the one that actually still works? and actually, like, doesn't need that eye patch?
It all depends.
Because, we just saw there, like, both of his eyes were okay.
Maybe he's just saving that left eye for whenever it's dark. Because then
he's like, in case something happens to my right eye, I have my left eye for insurance purposes.
Maybe that, or just like for night purposes that he can see much better in the dark.
Oh my gosh, that would be stupid and yet funny. So I know we're going to get a slightly different looking Wolfman later because the one we saw in the previews looked different from this.
Yeah. Yeah, now that you said it, it's like, why does this one look much different? It's like, this one's like a more deranged Sonic the Hedgehog.
I still think it's a neat suit, regardless. I mean, it's not the greatest looking, but it's still pretty good.
I would say out of all the great suits that we've seen the last batch of episodes here, I think this is probably one of the worst ones, but...
I mean, I won't disagree. I will definitely say that, it's better than most. But yeah, out of the batches we've seen over the last couple of podcasts, it may be the least spectacular looking one.
Yeah. Out of all the times that they beat the minions and the Shocker Cyborg commanders and stuff, you think, just take their intercontinental belts and say, we're the intercontinental champions, and just start wearing them.
And then they start getting on the mics in the middle of a ring and start calling each other out.
Yeah.
Like an actual professional wrestling.
Hey, you Shocker Cyborg scum.
Yeah. And then the music, boom, dun it. Oh, boom, dun
it. And then you have all the Rider girls and stuff be the announcers or the TV announcers.
They just traded turns as far as who's going to flip who over. He missed him.
By a mile. Are you going to transform before that?
Transformers. Happy holidays from Kit Subs.
I didn't get that.
It was on my end. Like they think you're going to hunt this episode down and watch it during Christmas. Come and watch the Kamen Rider Christmas special. How is it that these children know more than you?
It's just like every other kid TV shows or movies, like in Gamera, where those kids were way smarter than the scientists in that room.
And the adults, like the adults are stupid.
Yeah. Boy, we are so dumb, even though we got PhDs and spent school for literally 12 years and wasted $200,000 on that education. And yet, here come these 8-year-old kids being know-it-all and didn't even go to college and spend all that money knowing more than we do out of our 40 some odd years.
I wish I was that smart when I was that age.
It's like those kids are some kind of prodigy. Be funny if like that helicopter operator was drunk and then just sort of crashed down on the ground.
On Taki. He had grass stuck underneath his motorcycle. Did you see that?
No, I didn't quite catch it.
Oh, that was funny.
Hey, you got Scarface right here. You see how Taki just removed his helmet? It's like he just took it off and then just threw it off to the side like it was nothing. I wonder how high up that helicopter is when they were doing all this battling on it. It's like that's kind of a bit risky for them doing that. They actually did crash the helicopter. Boy, that's some fancy lingerie there.
Too bad they didn't have your favorite girl involved with this episode.
Yeah, damn it. Oh my God.
Like, okay, this is Nazism dressed in Ku Klux Klan.
Yeah, this is going a little too far.
I almost wonder if that was intentional. Oh dear Lord.
Yeah, this is going a bit too far.
Look, here's the thing. We entered Black History Month just a few days ago, and we're seeing this.
Yeah, this is probably the wrong.
This is awful.
Oh god.
I am very uncomfortable right now.
Oh my god, is General Zol wearing some eyeliner?
He always has.
I didn't even notice until now.
Yeah. Yeah, please remove him.
And there's still one guy that didn't.
あまりのことに声も出ないとか。運転手に負けて FBI の若造を連れてこい。そいつは無理な話だぜ。その声を。
I figured it was Taki.
うまい話に気をつけろってね。それと隼人は狼作戦のウルフビールスの貯蔵庫じゃないか。しまった。
Well, you guys are so loose with your secrets, like.
Also, it's like, what's the point of the whole get up for them to come in? Because like, everyone already knows about the shocker. Wait, did Hayato's hair get a bit longer?
Yeah, it kind of got out of place there.
Oh, so I think he's the one that's that golden wolf.
Yeah, well, that's what I got from the preview.
Yeah, right. Yeah. I'm
That's
sure.
Cool. So where's the other one?
That's what I would like to know.
Oh, he shoots missiles from his chest. What the heck?
Okay.
Oh, he blew up. Well, that's it. Oh, wait a minute. That's funny. He just comes out and like no one's like, wait a minute, how'd you survive those explosions? They just kind of like, huh.
Okay. You should know this is a kid's show.
Yeah, I know, but not even the villain like was going.
No,
what are you
that's
doing?
That's Hayato's response to General Zo. This is a kid's show.
I hope we see the other wolf man.
I have a feeling that that's not going to be the case.
I do too, but I'm still hoping. Until the episode ends, I'm gonna hope.
Well, we got pretty much about 3 minutes left. So I'd say that's
enough time.
I say that we're not going to see him.
That had to have been fun.
A dirt slide.
That would have been us at the age of 10.
I know it would.
Let's go down this dirt hill. Whee! That doesn't sound like a wolf. Like they couldn't do some sort of an actual growl.
They didn't quite have it in their budget.
We can't have someone go to a zoo and just, record some growls for like 10 minutes.
Yeah. Boy, that Rider punch was quite far out.
And that dummy, it bends almost completely backwards where its head meets the back part of its legs.
Well, that's the end of General Zol. That's one character down.
Now, where's the other wolf man? Oh,
Let's find out here. Oh, it's a nursery.
Then he shows
school.
up at this Christmas party.
Look at that Santa. It's like his hair's all over.
He got hit with the icicle machine.
or he just got too drunk.
He got frazzled.
Yeah.
He got into a fight with a muskrat.
何やってるんですかね、あいつ。仮面ライダー。うわ、仮面ライダー。やあ、みんな。
It's Santa Kamen Rider bringing you gifts.
料理来たよ。
Where's the other wolf man? And what happened to those other military dudes?
Yeah, just the way that we're going right now, it's about a minute left. I have a feeling that this can be a potential big plot hole.
ショッカーの最高幹部。
Yeah.
醜い正体を見せて滅びた。が。
Yep, it's all over. That is quite the plot hole.
行け、仮面ライダー。正義と平和のために。
That's disappointing considering this was a relatively decent episode.
Yeah, it was.
Now we
it
got
was really
Dracula.
great.
Ace Amamoto.
That's what I
think that's
thought it
what it
was.
is.
On Hongo returns.
How would you think he feels knowing that he's been replaced?
Probably disappointed. Although
Oh, man.
he could not help it due to a certain accident that he was out for some time.
Like, I would be like, well, if I'm coming back as writer, right? No.
Well, not for right now, because we're doing this, like, our show is appearing right around the same time. We're also filming and everything. It's like, we can't just go on a long hiatus break due to you having some kind of accident.
Yeah. Yeah. In other words, up yours. It's your problem. Just man. All right. Well, you go first here.
Well, yeah, that is quite the episode. At least get to finally see the end of General Zoll here, which I know you're certainly kind of happy in the inside.
I am, but you are more happy about it than I am.
But then at the same time, with this episode, we get the major elephant in the room. The major problem or plot hole is that we get to see the one wolf man, but then at the halfway point, you don't ever get to see him again. Just only whenever General Zoll turns into a wolf man himself, but it's not the same wolf man from there, and we never get to see the other Wolfman again. Is like whatever the hell happened, because he said, when we meet again, you'll die and all that, but he never returns. and then also the other thing is their whole get up just to enter into Shocker HQ there, which we've been watching 39 episodes, and they never really had to use that certain getup at all up until this point.
The clan uniform.
Yeah, and there was really no point, because we've gone through 39 episodes and we've never seen that up until now.
I know they want. Well, go on.
It's like, is it supposed to be some kind of like a disguise to get into Shocker HQ? If that was, why was that not in the last 38 episodes up until now? But then also it's like, what was the point in all of that? And it's like, if it's just going to be a one and done thing, it's like, again, what's the point? But besides all that, an okay story. The Wolfman suits. Well, the first one, it was okay. It was pretty good, but out of all the other ones, probably one of the maybe one of the worst ones out of the handful of a bunch of good ones. But the General Zol Wolfman transformation suit looked far better than that Wolfman, though. But yeah, there's some serious plot holes and some certain things that probably should not have been in there to begin with. So I'm gonna give this one episode 39. I'll give it a D on this one.
Yeah, for me, this one was on track to being one of the real good ones out of the recent batches. You forgot to mention that the other plot hole was that all those other commanders are just gone. Like, we don't know what happened to them. As far as the clan uniforms, I understand, because look, Colonel Zoll and these other commanders that we saw in this episode, their uniforms more or less are Nazi inspired. That to me is borderline like distasteful, sort of, but it's different enough that it doesn't totally cross that line.
But just the appearance of it.
Yeah, but the clan uniforms, I mean, it's like that is distasteful. Like, when Spectre Man had that one episode of that mentally challenged individual, that mentally handicapped individual, that was very distasteful. That is this episode's equivalent to that Spectre Man. That was distasteful. I mean, there had to have been a different... First and foremost, like, you really shouldn't do clan-inspired things, because, like, with the Nazi stuff, you could get uniforms that sort of hint at that but not look fully, so you could sort of pull back a little bit. But with clan stuff, it's very obvious. White robe with a hood. I mean, you can't, and they tried doing a red hood here, which I know they're trying to make it look like Shocker, but at the same time, it's like
you can't.
No,
you
like,
can't get away with the certain
touch that to begin with.
It's like you can't get away with. It's like, even though you're trying to make it look different, but in general is practically the same.
You can't, because of just what the outfit is made up of.
Yeah.
Like I said, with the Nazi one, like, you can change the colors, you can change some of the symbols and stuff.
No matter how much difference you're trying to put into it, it's still, the outcome of it is still going to practically look the same.
Yeah, the clan outfit, like, this should have never been touched. Like, do something different. And it just, like, oh man, like, and I understand it was the early 70s. That still doesn't make it right, even for 1971 purposes. But it's like, I know you're trying to make your villains be real villainous, but there are just some things you don't touch. And you don't touch that.
And then also, I forget one of the names of the shows, like, in right around this time period, they made like a kind of a kaiju monster type of suit where they actually made it look like Hitler in a way, but it's like a Nazi starfish. So things like that is like, it's borderline sort of like this.
In the words of James Rolfe, what were they thinking?
Yeah.
And I mean, it was bad enough that we have no idea what happened to that initial Wolfman, and we have no idea what happened to those other commanders that came in. Like, that's bad enough. And like I said, this episode was tracking on being one of my favorites in the recent ones. And then you bring in the clan.
The clan get up.
Like, oh my God. Like, I have no tolerance for that kind of crap. I really don't. And it's like, again, I understand you're trying to make your villain seem villainous, but again, you just don't touch certain things. You just don't. And, you might as well, because you did the clan out thing, you might as well throw the swastika on your shocker things now, because just that was in poor taste, to say the least. That was bad. And it saddens me because this one, according to the name, and it's got werewolves. I love werewolves. I was really hoping for this one to be one of my favorites, and it turned out to be just awful.
I would say from this point forward, like when you see something that looks really good, it's like just try to go into the episode of a little bit of low expectations.
I just like we said, like the whole uniforms were brushing up against that, but they changed it enough to where you could say like, okay, it doesn't like cross that line. This is awful. F minus 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 minus. Like, and that saddens me because there were things about this episode to really like the werewolf suits and stuff. Like I said, it was bad enough to not really know what happened to the first werewolf and what happened to these other commanders. But then the clan thing, like as soon as I saw that, I'm like, I have to fail this.
Yeah. With my rating, I said a D. I'll change it. I'm going to give it an F too. It's now after thinking about it a little bit more.
This is awful. I mean, there's not much more you can say. It was bad. It was, like, to say the least, it was in very poor taste.
It's like,
and whoever thought that was a good idea is an idiot. And that's even putting it nicely.
And then I know that we always sort of critiqued Spectre Man quite a bit over Kamen Rider and stuff, but at least with Spectre Man, they didn't go this far.
The mentally handicapped individual was pretty far.
That's kind of on the borderline, yeah, but I would say with this one, I think it's sort of on the new level.
Well, this one's offensive on the race level. That other one is offensive for people with disabilities.
How about this?
So,
since we've compared the two of these things from Spectre Man and Kamen Rider, which one of these two do you think is worse overall?
I think they're both on the same level, because
try to pick at least one.
But I can't though, because
one or the other.
I can't though. Like, again, like they're both really offensive. One is offensive on a race level and the other is offensive on persons with disabilities. Like, they're both bad. Like, if they both were either on the mentally handicapped thing or race level, then maybe I could say, yeah, but I can't, because they're two different things. They're both incredibly awful for what they did in, like, their choice here. I mean, it's awful. It's just awful. Like, what they did in Spectre Man was really bad, and what they did here was really bad. You know, and they're really bad, and they're really bad in two, like, categories as far as like what they're like either making fun of or whatever you want to say about it. I mean, I can't, because I think they're both really bad. I think they are. So with that, are we pretty much finished here? Yeah, we're done. Minus that whole thing that was out of left field. Yeah. Like, I hope you enjoyed this episode, and that you'll come back next week for 4 more exciting episodes. I hope we don't get any more low than that. It's like, things were really going good for the previous episodes, right up to the very end, where just like, fuck. Well, and I'm serious when I say this, if we get something similar to that moving forward, unless we're like at the very tail end, we need to seriously maybe considering just stopping the series as like a boycott. And like having an episode of like, okay, I know this series was made 50 years ago, but we need to have a talk as far as like race, mentally handicapped individuals, what's suitable and what's not. Like, and I mean, again, I think we even discussed handful of episodes ago or whatever, like an editor of G-Fan magazine, like 2 or 3 or so years ago, defended blackface. Like, that's not okay. Like, what is going on with people? I mean...
Well, with that, thanks for watching another edition of the DKN show here. And as always, if you see a subscribe button down below or above wherever you're watching us from, make sure to hit that subscribe button as well as hit the notification bell so you can get new notifications whenever we have new videos or whenever we go live. And as well as smash the like button as well. And you can follow us everywhere at our Linktree URL. Right there / Go Kaiju Show. And we're available on the following video platforms such as YouTube, Rumble, Twitch, Facebook, and X/Twitter. And also available at the following audio platforms such as Spotify, Apple Podcasts, TuneIn, iHeartRadio, as well as Podbean. And you can find both video and audio versions of our episodes right there at our own website at DaikaijuNetwork.com.
You know, and I just realized we didn't have a hiccup. This is the first time in I don't know how many weeks we didn't have a hiccup.
Well, like I said, at least this time I just went with the YouTube here and didn't have to deal with the DVD player this time around. So you can stop that.
I was trying to make it look like I froze.
Well, I kind of saw you move a little bit.
I know. So. Well, you know, the human body's always moving. So, all right. Well, thank you so much for tuning in, and we hope you'll join us again next week for hopefully not more of this shit show.
So, but at least we're done with General Zo. So with that, thanks for watching another edition of the Daikaiju Network Show, and we'll see you guys next week.
Don't do clan stuff.
Yes.
Shouldn't have to say that.
Or any other thing. So
yes.
With that, take care, everyone.
Happy